You guys have opened the city's first ramen shop. Tell us where the inspiration came from.
So I came here to Oklahoma City 10 years ago for school, and I noticed there's a lot of sushi restaurant, but noticed that there's not very many ramen shop. And sushi is not something that we eat every day in Japan, but we do eat ramen quite often. So I was missing that ramen and comfort soul food in Oklahoma City, and I mean, I wanted to eat it, but there's nowhere to go. So I thought that this is going to be a great place for Oklahoma to have the ramen shop.
Yeah. So you found you a man, and he happened to cook, right?
Yes. So I forgot to tell you, but I can't cook. But I met my husband. He's a great chef, and then he's been cooking since he was 3 years old. And I told him about, like Japanese soul food, and he was really interested. And about the first time he actually went to Japan to get permission to get married, he tried his first bowl ramen, and he loved it.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Wow, this is amazing! It's so different from 30-cent bag ramen that he had to eat every day when he was in college."
Yeah.
So we thought but to do it right, we thought he really needs to learn the real techniques and then all the ins and outs. So he actually flew to Japan.
Yes. Flew there, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't swim.
Flew. And then he actually learned the real techniques from chefs in Japan.
So total dedication to like the authentic way that this is done, right?
Yes.
And you left out too that you're an accountant by trade, so that helped out, right?
Yes. So my major was accounting. I went to UCO, graduated, but I was always interested in running my own business, and my parents have their own business. So I loved accounting. I loved the Excel spreadsheet and everything, but I had to start something, and then my husband and I were best partners, so we thought this is going to be great, and then it's been really rewarding.
Yeah, response has been pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's been really good. A lot of our guests are nice, and then they really enjoy our food, so I'm glad that we were doing this in Oklahoma City.
A lot of people in this country, when they think of ramen, they think of these cheap soup that you get when you're in college that you survive college on or something like that. But you learned a lot more about it than that, right?
Yes, I remember ramen from college. I remember ramen when I was deployed overseas. I used to like to put the salt on it and just eat it like a cracker.
Not anymore though, right?
No, not anymore. The first time I had ramen, I went overseas to meet her parents for the first time, and she took me to this ramen shop. And that was an experience. It's like this really creamy, silky, garlicky flavor just filled you up, and you just couldn't stop eating.
Yeah.
The noodles like perfectly done, and fresh.
Yeah, made from scratch and all that.
It's an experience. I love ramen, but the thing about ramen I love the most is if you go to shop, you can find a different type of ramen. So it's a different experience every time.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so your wife told us you went and spent time over there, fell in love with it, learned how to make it, brought this, and now you're adding yakitori to the menu. Tell us about that.
Okay. Yakitori. At first I was going to do it myself and just try and figure it out, but with Wakana's family friends, they were able to bring it over, and I'm glad they did. The actual prep process is very daunting. So yakitori being from the chicken, you take the organ meats and some of the thighs and etc., and you cut it down to precise cuts, and you put it on skewers, so it's almost like sushi, only on grill style.
Right.
You get single skewers, expertly done. It's a very much a learning curve.
Well, I saw you got a new menu for it. You're starting out kind of slow, and then you're going to add some stuff. Tell me about it.
So the menu, it's very authentic. So Kohei, this is stuff he's been serving in his restaurant for the past 5 years. As Americans, we have a little bit different tastes than Japanese, so we wanted to introduce as much authentic. We don't want to fusion so much, but we also want to make sure we're giving them something they enjoy.